Ah yes, good old GPUs. Quite literally the diamonds of the computing world. It's been a good while since I've looked into the GPU market situation. I believe the last time I did it was March in 2021, and quite a bit has changed in them past 10 months. So I thought I'd revisit it at the start of 2022. So 10 months on, something must have changed. Right? Well, stick around for this video and we'll find what has changed. Back in March of 2021, I'll release this video, I'll put it up on screen. If you want to compare the sort of prices, you can go and watch that video and watch this video after. However, I went over how badly GPUs were getting price gouged at that time. It was pretty bad. However, things seem to have sort of stabilised a bit now with stock and prices of new GPUs. However, what I could see is used GPUs have slightly gone up in price, not by too much though. So 10 months later, how is the overview of the GPU market now? How is it looking? Is it looking better than what it did? Is it looking worse than what it did? And we'll try and compare with stuff like stock and price as well. Stock for new GPUs has definitely improved since the last time we looked at this. Most GPUs can readily be found with retailers, at least in the UK. I'm not too sure what other markets are like, so please check your local markets. However, in the UK, a lot of GPUs can be found readily available in stock. They are still above the original recommended retail prices, but at least them available, and they're not all in the hands of scalpers and miners. Starting off with the RTX 3090, it can be readily found at most retailers in the UK, but it still is priced about just over £2,000, which is quite a lot for a 3090, but at least you can find it in stock. Stock for the Radeon 6900 XT isn't as good as the 3090, however it can be found for around £1,400 and it is in stock for some models, but the stock's not as great as what the 3090 is like. The 3080 is probably the hardest GPU to find right now. It's pretty much sold out everywhere and it sells for around just over £1,000, which isn't great. The 6800 XT, however, can be found in stock. It sells for around £1,100, which is quite overpriced from what I can tell. And yeah, but at least you can find it in stock, unlike the 3080. The 3070 is readily available in stock. It sells for around £800 in the UK, which is still not too great considering that graphics cards like the 1070 come out for around, I think it was for around £400, so it's still not brilliant, but at least you can find one in stock brand new. However, the 6700 XT can be found in stock in some places and it sells for around £700, so if you want one of them, you can buy one right now if you want. I'd recommend just waiting because these prices are still not brilliant. The 3060 Ti can be found in stock sometimes, and in some places the stock isn't too great, but you can find it for around £700. But when the 3070 is worth about £100 more, I don't know why you'd get the 3060 Ti, to be honest. And lastly, the Radeon RX 6600 can be found in stock for around £400. It's not the most powerful GPU and it is aimed at 1080p gaming, but £400 for a 1080p gaming card is, to be honest, not an amazing deal at all. In my previous video from March last year, I went over 4 different GPUs to sort of gauge what the prices were looking like. There were 4 pretty popular GPUs. They were the 1650 4GB model, the GTX 1070, the RX 574GB, and the Radeon RX 5700 XT. Starting off with the 1650, these were selling for around £240 brand new back then, and nowadays they are selling for £229, so that's £11 less. Still not great, it's £100 more than what it should be, but it's gone down at least, I guess. However, this isn't the super model, this is just the regular model, and 230 quid for this is still not brilliant at all. GTX 1070s last year were going for around £300, but now unfortunately they are going for around £340. This was the cheapest I could find, and it's not even the same model as the Asus Dual, which was in the last video. It's an MSI Turbo, I think them called. It's one of the blower style fans, a bit like the reference one. However, this is still not great. £340 for a GTX 1070 isn't a brilliant deal at all. RX 574GB back then was selling for around £150. However, now they are selling for £205 brand new. This is the cheapest one I could find. It was a single fan, not like the Strix one I showed in the previous video. But yeah, this isn't great. These cards are quite popular with miners, so this is why they're getting snagged up quite a lot. I'll get into that more in a bit. And finally, onto the RX 5700 XT. They were selling for around £780 last time. However, now they are selling for around £730. This one was a refurb and it was the same gigabyte model. So they have come down quite a bit. These RX 5700 XTs are very popular with miners because of their 8GB of GDDR6 memory, and them quite efficient as well. So yeah, these are quite high in demand cards and they are selling for a lot right now. So it looks like with the new GPUs, things are looking a lot better than what they did in March. Stock is there for most of the GPUs, but the prices have come down, but they have only come down very so slightly. Used GPUs, I can't say the same for this. eBay sellers looking like them getting more opportunistic and them selling for their GPUs a lot higher from what I can see. I don't blame them because people are still buying them at them prices. I wouldn't buy a GPU that's that overpriced right now, but it's looking like this is becoming the norm. And until the silicon shortage clears up a bit, I don't think we'll see prices going down for quite a bit, especially with the used GPUs. Not only is the silicon shortage causing all the GPU prices to be very high right now, there are two other main factors, and that is demand and cryptocurrency mining, especially Ethereum mining. Carrying on with the global silicon shortage, this isn't going to get better anytime soon. People reckon it's going to get better to around the end of this year at the very earliest, and it may even carry on into 2023. This isn't great news, but hopefully Nvidia can eventually catch up with the demand that's going on. Speaking about the demand, it is quite a bit lower than what it was last year because places are starting to open up now and work from home isn't as popular as what it was back then, I believe. But however, there's quite a lot of people still working from home and there are still lockdowns in the world. Another big factor is cryptocurrency mining, as I stated previously. As long as currencies like Ethereum and other cryptocurrencies which are mined stay profitable, miners will buy graphics cards to mine. Ethereum has dropped a bit since my last video, I believe, but it's still profitable to mine, and I don't believe that profitability is going to go anywhere anytime soon. So cryptocurrency miners are still going to mine. They're still going to use these GPUs to mine with. So essentially everything that's gone wrong with the GPU market is the shortage, which is kind of out of everyone's control. Nvidia and AMD can only make more chips, but they can only do so much right now. Mining is probably almost at an all-time high. It's very profitable right now, and that's going to drive demand even further. And the other one is demand. It's still higher than pre-pandemic levels, but it has slightly come down since last year. So what can we take away from all this data? What I can take away is new GPUs, them in stock a lot often and them not as much as what they used to be, so scalpers don't have such a stranglehold on new GPUs. With used GPUs, they cost quite a bit more than what they did back in March last year, but obviously the availability is going to be there because they were manufactured years ago and loads of them were made. The main thing I think that is raising GPU prices right now is the demand, I'll be honest, because other parts of PCs like memory and SSDs are like the cheapest they've ever been. So I don't think the global chip shortage is as big as a factor which is driving GPU prices up right now, albeit the silicon in memory isn't as advanced and complex as the ones in GPUs. So when can we expect prices to go normal again? I don't think it'll be anytime this year, I'll be honest. I think it'll be 2023 until prices actually normalise again, if ever. However, I think we will see a steady decline throughout this year of GPU pricing with both used and new GPUs. So that's pretty much it. If you want to build a PC right now and you want to get a new GPU, I'd say just keep looking out for them deals, or just bite the bullet and just spend the money on a new GPU. I wouldn't buy used right now because used GPUs are quite expensive, unless if you've got a mate who's willing to sell you a GPU for a decent price. Other than that, waiting won't hurt too much. I believe the Nvidia 4000 series is rumoured to come out this year sometime, which is not great because Nvidia can hardly keep up with the demand right now. However, I'm waffling again. So I'm going to end the video here. So if you like the video, like it, comment down whether you think the GPU prices are going to get better this year, and stay subscribed for future content, and I'll catch you in the next one.